Hey guys, and welcome to today's video, and welcome back or welcome to my channel if you haven't been here before. And if you haven't been here before, please subscribe because I would very much appreciate it. In today's video, I wanted to show you my everyday makeup routine because it's been a while, and I also wanted to show you something that I do on a daily basis. It's a technique called underpainting. It's not my technique. I think this has been around for God knows how long, but I did want to show you how I do my everyday makeup routine and how I do underpainting and what I do it with. And this is the end result. This is basically what my everyday makeup looks like. And I will see you barefaced in a second. One of the first steps that I do almost every single day is skincare, and I keep my skincare routine quite concise. Oh, there's a cat. I'm trying to breathe, but my nose is stuffy, so it's like... Anyway, so one thing that I do almost every single day, even when I'm not wearing makeup, is my skincare routine. And a lot of people's skincare routine is quite extensive. I keep mine quite concise and minimal, just because I have a sensitive skin type and also have a dry skin type, and I feel like the more products that I use, the worse that my skin gets. So what I'm gonna use, or what I use every single day, is a sunscreen and a moisturizer, and that is basically it. Obviously I do use cleansing balms and cleansers, or not foaming cleansers, but cleansers I do use. And when I use too much products, it's something that I've noticed in the past, like when I use exfoliators and toners and serums and mists, I just felt like my skin was breaking out so badly. Since I kind of minimized that and kind of scaled it down and went to a moisturizer and a sunscreen only, my skin has been doing a lot better. I'm saying that, and at the same time, I'm dealing with this little pimple right here, but it's the only thing that I have on my face right now, so I don't really mind. So the two products that I use are actually from the same brand, and I think if you've watched my channel for any kind of considerable amount of time, you know that I really like these products. I have repurchased this one over and over again, and this one is also a repurchase. So I had my original purchase and now my repurchase. The first step in my everyday makeup routine is always sunscreen. I have quite pale skin, and I just find that sunscreen is a very easy way to hydrate your skin while also protecting it. So that's kind of why I do it. But as you can see, the sunscreen just kind of gives that glow that I'm looking for, protects my skin. By the way, that was the COSRX Aloe Soothing Sun Cream in SPF 50+. It's the sunscreen that I use on the daily. It has a citrusy scent, it keeps my skin very nice and moisturized, and it just blends out really nicely, and it doesn't give me a whole lot of that white cast. What I love about this product the most is that it is not like your typical sunscreen. You know, everyone kind of knows the sunscreen scent and the sunscreen feel and the sunscreen look, whereas this one just kind of creates a really nice glow and moisturized look to your skin while also protecting it from the sun. I find protecting my skin very important because I have a lot of these like moles, you could say. As you can see, they're like everywhere. I have them here as well, I think. And so protecting my skin is just something that I try to do because I am afraid of skin cancer. So the next product is also a product that I use almost every single day now, especially that it's the winter time. So this is also from COSRX, and it's the Propolis Light Cream. And this is basically what you would see as a typical night gel kind of texture. What I remember from the women in my life that use like night cream and stuff, it has that sort of consistency, this white-ish consistency. This is a cream that I use during the winter time most of all. I don't really use it during the summer because my sunscreen has enough moisture for me to, you know, be able to do the job that I want it to do. But during the winter time, my skin is extra dry, especially with all the heating and stuff that you put on. I just need some extra moisture. Especially with the makeup that I put on top. So, and I really like this one because it's very thin and it almost has like a little bit of a cooling effect once you blend it out. And once you blend it out, it feels like water on your fingers, and it does kind of the same thing on your skin. It's a very thin formula, so as you can see, I don't use a whole lot of it because I do find that because of the wet look that it gives, you can apply too much, so I always use it very sparingly, just a little bit where I need it, you know, to really hydrate the skin. So usually my nose, my cheek area, my chin, and especially my forehead. I think my forehead is probably the driest part of like my face. And what I also really like about this product is that my makeup really meshes on top of it quite nicely. The makeup that I use on top of it, it like adheres to whatever I have underneath quite nicely. It doesn't pill up, it doesn't rub off, it doesn't like separate, so it looks really nice together. Now lately I've been using this caffeine kick undereye serum from Catrice, and it has like these metal balls, as you can see, and then you can squeeze it, and oh shit, I squeezed too much. So you squeeze it and then a little bit of product comes out, and then you can apply that underneath the eyes. And you know, it's just, I don't know if this does anything, but I like the fact of I like to know that my under eyes are hydrated. So I use a little bit of that and then I rub it out with my fingers. Moving on to the base makeup, we're gonna start underpainting. This is something that I've been doing for like months and months and months on end. I genuinely cannot remember the last time I applied makeup on top of my foundation. That's a lie. It's a little bit of a lie, but at the same time, it isn't really a lie because most of the products that I use are underneath my foundation. And sometimes I re-intensify something on top of it. Underpainting is basically applying products underneath your foundation. So products like contour, bronzer, blush, and then putting foundation on top of that. So the foundation that you use on top of it is not supposed to be, I think, full coverage, because then you're just covering up the base that you created underneath. But usually you go for something that has a little bit more of a lighter coverage, like a skin tint or just a foundation with very light coverage. I usually use skin tints because it's just my preference. Normally I would use my Fenty Beauty, just quick shout out to this product. Normally I would use my Fenty Beauty Eavesdrop Skin Stick Foundation. But as you can see, that one is completely finished. I have nothing left. This is the packaging. So yeah, I have nothing left of this. It is completely empty. Quick shout out to my empties. That's not coming soon because I don't have enough products, but it's coming somewhere in 2025. You'll see that product. But right now I use, for example, the Maybelline Superstay 24-hour skin tint, and the coverage on this is light enough where it kind of evens out my complexion, but at the same time it also allows for the products to come through that I put underneath. Underpainting for me personally is just a really easy, quick way to do my makeup every single day because I can be heavy-handed on the blush and the bronzer, and for me underpainting is a perfect way to kind of combat that, so I can really messily apply my makeup underneath but in a strategic manner at the same time. You might or you might not know that I don't really use highlighter anymore. I feel like I get enough of like a moisturized and hydrated and dewy look from my skincare complexion products that I use, but I do use bronzer and blush on my skin. So I've already shared this to you, I think, a couple of times, but this is the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. Okay, I managed to say that without losing my breath. So this is, as you can see, one of my favorite products of the past year. I've had this product for a little less than a year and I really like it. It's so good. And I love it for a couple of reasons, but I'm going to apply this at the same time. So applying it right now is a little bit tricky because I really have to go into the sides of this to get any kind of products remaining. And then I kind of stamp it in the middle. So yeah, I really have to like dig to get any kind of product. And then I basically put that on my skin. Now this might look crazy, especially after we do the blush. This is going to look a little bit crazy, but just trust the process. What I really like about this bronzer is that it really gives you a little bit of like a sheer tan all over your skin instead of it being like a stripe of color that you deposit. It's really almost like a self-tanner that you use on top of your skin. Like if I wanted to, if I was very bronzy, I don't know in what world that would happen. I think I would be able to put this on top of my skin, especially my face, and just kind of tan it in a way. Having said that, it's also quite transparent and it provides a lovely sheen to the face. It just looks very natural. And I basically place that on my forehead, my cheekbones, and a little bit on my nose as well. Then for blush, I have a couple of favorite blushes, but this one recently came back into my collection and I've been loving it so much. As you can see, it's also panned, and I have panned it even more than before. Like, I have progress on this. So this is the Patrick Ta Double Take Cream and Powder Blush in the shade Shiso LA. These blush duos are very, very popular, and I think I have about 2 shades. I have this one and I have the shade She's Blushing. I really like the other one as well, but more in the summertime. It's a little bit more of a pinky one. But this shade, Shiso LA, I wish there was an individual of this one because it is so stunning. It's like a reddy brown with hints of like orange in it, and it's so beautiful. It gives you the most warm blush on your skin, and I find it very complementary to my skin tone as well. I usually apply this underneath the foundation, and then once I've applied the foundation, I re-intensify it just a little bit with this blush. So look at that. Yes, look at that. I love this blush so much. Like, it's so good. So the next step is a foundation, putting a foundation on top of all of this. So this is the Maybelline Superstay 24-hour skin tint. It is, besides my Fenty Beauty one, the skin tint or foundation that I've been using the most this year. This is really nice because it's a little bit more of a medium coverage skin tint, I would say. You have this dropper formula, so it's almost like a cushion foundation where you have like the product inside of the cushion, but in here you have it in a dropper. And I really like it because it's very thin, but it blends out really, really beautifully. And this is kind of where the magic happens. So you're gonna see some of that product disappearing, but that's fine because in the end, especially when the foundation kind of settles down, you're gonna get that bronzer and blush back. Moving on to concealer. So this is a concealer from Catrice. This is the Cover and Care Sensitive Concealer. So this concealer is great. As you guys know, I love my Catrice Liquid Camouflage Concealer a ton. I wanted to try something different than that one, and I kind of emptied my other concealers and I was looking for a concealer, and then I was in the drugstore and I found this one and I was like, you know what? Heck yeah, let's try this. I really like it. I haven't used it for long enough to give you a proper explanation about this concealer. The things that I can tell you already are, so first of all, it's a very nice thin formula and it blends out really nicely as well. It's a very creamy formula, but not too creamy or heavy. So you don't need a whole lot of products for this to kind of even out the under eye area. When you're blending this out, first of all, it goes very smoothly, no issues at all. And like I said, it looks very natural underneath the eyes. I really like it about this concealer. I have to try it out a little bit more, but just know that so far I really, really like it. It's a very creamy and thin consistency that blends out really nicely underneath the eyes. I'm going to re-intensify the blush just a teeny tiny bit. This is something that I usually do because I'm quite a blushy person, and maybe I have blush blindness, you know? It is entirely possible. And now, after all this time, it's time for powder. So this is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless powder. I really like this powder because it's not too cakey looking, it's not too heavy. It's like a very soft powder, even though it's not the most finely milled one that I've noticed. But it meshes with my skin quite nicely, and I kind of use that underneath the eyes and on like my inner cheek area to calm down the glow that we have going on a little bit. This is the shade 105 Natural Ivory. As you can see, also a huge love in my collection right now because I've panned it, I've been using it. Next up we have the Essence Fix It Like a Pro Transparent Brow Gel, and I really like this. This is the brow gel that I use. So it looks like this, it's a pinky chew. A really, really good brow gel, and it holds up my eyes. It holds up my eyes every single day. It holds out my brows throughout the day quite nicely, and I find the brush to be really good. It's almost like a toothbrush brush, but it combs through the brow hairs individually quite well, and then you can really shape them the way that you want them to be. And the formula I find to be really, really good as well. Like, my brows will stay in that position for a really, really, really long time. It's also just a really, really good product. You know, it's not good because of the price. It's good because of the formula and the price. Like, the combination of that both is great. So next up for mascara, I think I only have like my eyes and my my lips to do, and those are very, very simple steps. So for my mascara, I use this one. This is again a repurchase, and it's from Catrice. This is the Catrice Fake It Volume and False Lash Mascara. It's the yellow one. They also have other ones. I think they have a pink one. Then I also have the lavender one and the dark blue one. The dark blue one is a waterproof version. This one is a volume and length mascara. Using this one again just because I really, really like this mascara a lot. I find that it really volumizes my lashes while also giving them a really nice amount of length, and it gives them a little bit of, like, it holds the curl very nicely as well. So it gives them a little bit of a curl and it holds that quite nicely. So I'm gonna come closer so I don't mess this up and you can actually see when I'm applying my lashes just what a wonderful mascara this is. Also, I really like the shape of the one where it kind of dips in the middle and then the outer portions are a little bit like larger. This is very tricky always, but like, look, it's already doing what I was talking about. Like, it gives them so much length. When you first open up this mascara, by the way, you have to be a little bit careful because it's still quite wet. So that is kind of what's happening with me right now. So the mascara back then is still quite wet, and once it gets to that like dry point, it's beautiful. The only thing is, because it's so wet in the beginning, you do want to be a little bit careful as to not like over clump your lashes. But look at what that does for my lashes. Like, that's crazy. I put a little bit of eyeliner on my eyes just because I feel like that really enhances my eye shape. But for this, I really, really, really need to be up close. Yeah, I guess that's basically my everyday makeup routine. So, oh no, I forgot lips. So for the lips, I have probably 2 options. I have a third one as well, but I have to kind of see where it is. This is for the lips. So first of all, I have the LA Colors lip oil, and I think this is something called like tangerine. Wait, it's called Tangerine Twist, and it's basically like you can see that I've used the shit out of this. But it's basically like a very light peachy orangey color, and it's stunning. I think this is going to be the one that I'm going to wear today. Then I also have the Catrice Powerful 5 Glossy Lip Oil, and this is in the shade Cherry Blossom Glow. This is definitely more of a pinky one. Lipstick, I go for the Lisa Eldridge Luxuriously Lucid lipstick in the shade Painterly. I really, really like this shade because it's a very dark, like, let me show you. In real life, it shows up a little bit more neutral, a little bit more plummy, but it's such a beautiful shade, and especially when you just kind of tap it on, it has the most beautiful like wash of cranberry brownness, and I love it. I'm actually just gonna demonstrate it really quickly. So that's kind of what it looks like, and to me it's just like the perfect winter lip. I really like this in combination with like my complexion and also just like the undertone of my skin. I feel like it makes me look almost a little bit paler, but I don't really mind. I really like this Painterly one. But for today, it's just kind of hydrate my lips with the LA Colors lip oil. Okay, so that's it for my everyday makeup routine. This is basically the makeup that I do on a daily basis. I always kind of go for the same look, but I think one of the key things that I learned this year is like underpainting really, really works for me. And I love the way that after a while, the bronzer and the blush kind of shine through and they do their own meshy, natural mix. It's so, so good. This is the everyday makeup. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you more in the coming months. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.